I'm Shirakawa from OE Transport. Thanks for having me again today.
Thank you.
And for the third time, we have Tomoki Igarashi.
Third time already, right. Well, depending on the editing, I don't know how many episodes this will be. I think people who listen to my X Spaces will find this really strange.
Yeah.
Because I never talk about serious stuff on Spaces.
A while back, I heard about the shortage of stable hands and staff at the training center.
Right.
I really want to see more people join the horse racing world as a whole. So I'd love to hear about what makes the job enjoyable for you.
Well, of course, you know. Whether you're a stable hand, a riding assistant, or in my position as a training specialist, when a horse you train or care for every day performs well in a race, it's definitely rewarding. It makes me happy. I think everyone can relate to that.
Yeah, I think everyone can actually relate to that.
But for the stable hands and riding assistants in charge, that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
For me, it's maybe a little different from everyone else. Let's say there's a horse that's known for being difficult, one that jockeys find hard to ride. After a race, I'll hear feedback like, it was like this, or it has this habit. Then I'll spend 1, 2, or even 3 weeks training that horse myself. And after that training, when the same jockey rides it in the next race, hearing them say, it's much easier to ride now, is what makes me happiest.
Oh, I see. Right. Seeing the change from your own efforts? Exactly.
Exactly. To be honest, I don't know if the final result will be better or worse because, of course, there are so many factors like the track, the weather, and the competition. I can't say for sure the performance will improve, but you know, when they come back after the race and say, wow, it's so much easier to ride, that's the best feeling.
Oh, that's great.
True. I can see how that would be rewarding.
Yeah. I think that's a unique thrill for a training specialist.
In that sense, we have something similar in our business.
Go ahead.
I thought it would be impossible to even transport this horse, but because a transport handled it, we were able to win. Yeah, like when a horse is known for acting up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's about having your skills recognized. They ask us because they genuinely trust us.
Even outside of actual races, jockeys often ride the horses during their final fast gallops in training. It's the same in those situations. And I'll tell them that this is the current state, this is how the horse is feeling, and you know, it's natural that it's not always 100% understood. But when it's understood almost perfectly, well, and on top of that, I get compliments like, wow, it's so much easier to ride, or it's running so much better now. I'm just doing a mental fist pump. Like, yes.
Well, basically, you have to understand what's needed and then correct the horse, right? It means they've recognized all your hard work, your skill, and your experience.
That's a huge part of what makes this job rewarding for me now. When I'm teaching the younger guys, I always tell them that while there's obviously skill involved in riding, it's really about how many tools you can add to your repertoire. There are so many kids who build up all these tools but have no idea how to use them.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
If I say, this is how I do it, and they're like, oh, I didn't know I could do that, and they try it, that alone makes me happy.
I get it. Even if you have 100 tools,
Yes,
it's pointless if you can only use 10 of them.
right. So when the younger guys ask me things like, what should I do with this horse? Or on those rare occasions when an assistant asks me to take a turn riding their horse, it does happen sometimes every once in a while. In those moments, if I can give advice that really clicks with someone and they actually come back and say, hey, it worked out great, just like you said, that makes me incredibly happy too.
You know, these days, the younger generation doesn't really speak up for themselves as much.
Yeah, they're not good at it.
So when they actually ask to be taught, it's really appreciated, it feels good.
I might not look it, I don't know how I come across, but I actually get pretty fired up and passionate when we're talking about work. It's frustrating when that level of intensity doesn't get through to them. It's like, why don't you get it? Maybe it's a generational thing. I feel like if they just ask more, I could teach them so much more. Sometimes I give advice and it just goes in one ear and out the other. I find myself wondering how to reach them. I guess it's what you'd call a generation gap. There's a lot of that. People closer to my age tend to get it, and often they'll give that same energy back to me. It's the same with jockeys. Some will teach you with a lot of passion, while others just say, thanks, good job, and that's it. It's lonely when you feel like they're not looking for that from you, or like you're not being recognized. For me, it's not exactly a setback, but It actually makes me more motivated. I want to be recognized more, even if it's just a little bit. Years ago, I ended up doing a training gallop with a certain jockey. So I was riding, and I was on what we call a lead horse, setting the pace in front, and that person was coming up from behind for a combined training run. There was this training day, and it went really, really well. And when it was over, he suddenly asked me, "Haven't you taken the trainer's exam?"
Oh, wow.
I said, "No, I haven't." At the time, I really had no intention of taking it. Then he said, "No, someone like you is exactly who needs to become a trainer." You know, I got major goosebumps when he said that. It just hit me, and I was like, "Are you serious?" That made me incredibly happy.
Yeah, sure.
Well, as it turns out, I still haven't taken it. Well, due to various circumstances, I decided not to take it, and I haven't been studying for it either. But now to make up for that, as an assistant, I really want to, my writing skills, I'd like to master them, but that's impossible. I think it's actually impossible to truly master it. But going back to what we were saying, I want to expand my repertoire and just keep getting better. That's it. That desire to improve is directly tied to my motivation and the fun of it. I mean, if a horse I couldn't ride today, I can ride tomorrow. That's incredibly fun.
Yeah, sure.
If someone else rides it and says, it's easier to ride again, that makes me happy. Everything connects to that. There's a lot of fulfillment in it, at least from the perspective of a track rider.
Yeah, sure.
Grooms and other assistants can definitely find different kinds of enjoyment.
Well.
Like when you're taking care of the horses every day, noticing a cute gesture or a quirk that only you know about. I think finding those things is part of the fun too. I mentioned that when I first started at the training center, I was a groom assistant at the Igarashi stable for 2 years, and those 2 years were a lot of fun too. Even when I was a groom assistant for just 1 year at a stable after the previous one disbanded, I enjoyed the work of being a groom assistant. And taking care of them wasn't a burden at all. Like I said before, just seeing those quirks that only you know about made it enjoyable. And I also enjoyed posting about it on X and having people follow along. And even now that I'm gone, a horse I used to look after is still racing actively at that stable. There are still people who support that horse, and that makes me really happy in its own way.
Yeah, well, I guess.
We were talking a bit negatively earlier, but there's so much joy and happiness to be found in all sorts of places in this job. It might sound strange, but just seeing a horse that wouldn't eat its fodder finally start eating makes me so happy.
Yeah, I see. Sure.
Yeah, there are endless ways to find enjoyment. And beyond that, it fundamentally comes down to whether you love horses.
Yeah.
That's the starting point for everything.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. It used to be that you'd start working, put yourself in that environment, and then find the fun. Nowadays, a lot of people join because they imagine it'll be good, but then say, this isn't for me, and quit right away. Of course, there's the pattern of getting disillusioned after joining. And some might fall off a horse and think, this hurts, I'm done with this, but
finding enjoyment or happiness in it is really up to the individual.
That's true. I want young people today to have that kind of mindset more.
Yeah.
Once you join, for now, I want you to find the enjoyment that's there for yourself.
I'm just saying this is how it is for me.
Because what brings joy differs from person to person. Well, things like being praised are probably the same for everyone to some extent. Probably the younger you are, with nature and camping being popular now, since they have that kind of sensibility, they can probably find joy in different places than we do. An environment where horses are this close is quite rare.
It really is. There are truly endless things to discover. I think it just depends on you.
Well, thank you very much for your time today.
No, thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. At Ohe.Unso, we are currently looking for drivers. Please check out our recruitment site or corporate site in the description box, and if you're interested, we'd love for you to apply.